I'll tell you about 3 really important statistics for the program. And one is that 41% of the women that I've screened so far have elevated risk factors that require follow-up. So almost half, just under half, have elevated risk factors. That is incredibly powerful. 23% of the participants have no doctor. So they're flying under the wire. Okay? And a number of these women have very high risk and they have absolutely no idea. 31% of the women that I'm seeing and that Kirsty's seeing without a doctor, they have elevated risk factors that require follow-up. So we're catching women who are at risk and some at very high risk who have no doctor. We're catching women who have undiagnosed diabetes, high LDLs. They are very high risk. And we are finding them through this program, through the great work that you guys are doing and supporting this program. We're able to find these women, to catch them in the medical safety net, so to speak, and then get them into our clinics or through Whitby General Hospital so that they can see a physician. And our clinics in Whitby General have programs for people with financial need. So that is incredible. So it's pretty safe to say that you guys, for some, are saving lives. Now for the good stuff. We invited 3 Heart of a Woman patients. 2 are here tonight. One was unable to come, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce Sheree Olney and Sandra Berry. They're sitting over here. They're 2 Heart of a Woman participants, and they both had screenings, and Sandy is currently in the Whitby Wellness Program. They say that a picture is worth 1,000 words. And so this is a snapshot on how each benefited from the screening. They've come here tonight to share their stories on how the screening impacted their lives. So thank you, Sheree, and Sandra for being here tonight. And Sandra, could you please come and share your story? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, you can? That's great.
I can, but can you hear me without me holding it?
No.
No? I've got the loudest mouth there is. So I could have made you hear me way in the back. Well, thank you, Jamie, and thank you, everybody. And I didn't know quite what to expect when she invited me, but I just got through reading what it says on that poster back there, and that's what I planned to say. So either don't read it or just listen all over again, I guess, if you already did. But last September, I met with Janie, and she spent an hour with me. This process is not like I've been in the past to doctors and they tell you your results from your blood work and everything, but not for an hour. They don't tell you what to do about it either. They tell you, well, we can give you this pill or that pill or something. But this is a whole nother way of looking at all of it. And so we went over the blood work, my blood pressure, my weight, and my body mass index. And she gave me ideas of what to do about it, exercise that's needed, and how to set goals to reach the goals and to get those numbers down and that are reasonable to expect that can happen. Because you might think, oh, I can do this, but maybe you can't. And like I said, over the years, people they make suggestions and everything, but just not quite in the depth that happened here. But out of all of it, the biggest benefit that I saw, and the thing that was most unusual, was the abdominal deep breathing. Okay? Now, I used to live back east, all right? I worked in New York City, and after that I moved to Texas. Well, there's always, I always told people there's 2 kinds of people from New York, the quick and the dead. And obviously, I lived through it, so I was fast. And I was a fast talker. So, of course, when I got to Texas, then they really thought I was a fast talker. So, for over 40 years, people had said to me, breathe. breathe. Well, I used to think that they were telling me to breathe so either they could get a word in edgewise or so they could have a few seconds to process what I was saying. But I never thought about it from the aspect of for me. And nobody ever told me how to breathe. And I guess everybody thought, well, you know how to breathe, right? Well, as the young folks say today, not, because Janie showed me ways to breathe from your stomach like you do when you're a baby. But now we're stressed and we're breathing through it from our chest. If you look at somebody, you'll see that they're breathing up here, and that's not beneficial in the ways that breathing from your abdomen is. And she showed me by actual doing it that you can reduce your blood pressure by just proper breathing. And I guess you could learn to speak slower so that people can hear you. And I've been working on it. I never was quite like the UPS guy that could talk 90 miles an hour and keep on going, never stop, and just like that, but I always thought I could have done that. if I worked at it a little bit, right? But anyway, the bottom line is that when she taught me that, I had that light bulb experience, or that Oprah calls the aha moment. Then it clicked and made sense, because I used to try to do that at the doctor's office. I'd try to, instead of them asking me all these questions about what are you allergic to and what medications you're on and why are you here today and all this stuff, and me answering real fast, and then my blood pressure's high, right? And I would take it into them, and I'd write it on paper, because you can't change how they do things, right? So I'd give it to them on a piece of paper, and I would breathe, but not as properly as I learned how. But then I could get my blood pressure lower before they would put me on medicine. So anyway, it took me till almost age 72 to learn how to breathe. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't feel bad, because you got time and you can learn how.